it makes me excited to film stuff and to take photos of stuff. If there's one rule that I've learnt about filmmaking, it's that as soon as you turn the camera on and want to get really good audio, there's going to be something in the background that ruins the audio. It's sort of like Murphy's Law. Anything that can happen will happen. So whenever you start rolling camera and you want clean audio, there will be something that disrupts the audio. Like right now, for me, it's bin day, and my body corporate thankfully does the bins for us, but it just so happens that right now is the time that he has decided to do the bins. And I'm not complaining because I'm really grateful that he does that for us. It's just Murphy's Law. It's Michael's film law. There you go. Hey guys, welcome to a slightly different video, something that we haven't really done before. I think Ethan's done something similar where he did like an office tour of his office. This is slightly different because we've never really done much of a gear review. And today I really want to review a piece of gear that I picked up before Christmas actually. It's been a while that I've had to play with this and really get used to it. And that is as you can probably tell from the title of this video, that's the Helios-44-2. This lens is awesome and I really love it. And so what I'm just basically going to talk about is some of the things that I really love about this lens, and then maybe some things that I don't like as much. Although, I mean, there's not really, to be honest, anything that I don't like about this lens. This lens is awesome, basically. I'll try my best to sort of explain why I love this lens so much. The first thing is it's cheap. This ran me in the neighborhood of 120 Australian. It was buggery, like nothing, absolutely nothing. And I remember taking it out for the very first time. So it's like the first point, it's super cheap. And I remember taking it out for the first time. I went down to Wilson's prom and took some photos with a mate. And the image quality out of a lens so cheap was like pin sharp, like fair dinkum. It is so sharp. And yeah, you don't expect to get the quality of glass that, you know, $120 would get you. So second point is the image quality is fantastic. And branching off from the image quality is the unique characteristics or the unique character that this lens provides, in that it has this circular bokeh. And what I mean by that is, like, obviously you see all these elements back here are out of focus. Well, with the Helios, it sort of creates like an oval sort of bokeh. So like things are, if there's lights, they sort of just like swirl. It's like this swirling bokeh that sits around you. So you can see how it affects the image and just how cool that is. And it gives you that image while also being high quality. You're not losing out on quality, which is awesome. A few specs about this: it's a f2 58mm. You know, trust the Russians to come up with a freaking stupid odd number like that. It's all manual. It doesn't have, like, as you can see, hopefully it's gonna focus. No, of course, why wouldn't it? It's got no like metal elements. Like, I'm pretty sure this was made in the 50s, maybe not this specific one, but they were designed in the 50s, so it's not going to have autofocus. But that's kind of part of the charm, is that it is all manual focus. It's all manual aperture, everything is manual. And so for me, that's actually really helpful, because I've never been natural in the sense where I can just see a composition and go, yeah, that's wonderful. Like, I have to think about it and try to apply all the techniques. And because this is manual, it forces me to think about the shot a lot more, which, you know, you might not think is a benefit, you might think is a benefit. It's also a pitfall, moving into some of the pitfalls. Because it's manual, you're not necessarily going to use it if you're doing videography, for example, for like a wedding, where you need to make sure that the equipment's going to capture that moment, because you might miss it, unfortunately. So if you're okay with that, if you're okay with sort of trying to use it maybe as a secondary camera to just get some unique footage, then great. In general though, I mean, I wouldn't recommend using it for a wedding video, at least not for the main bits, but you probably, to be fair, wouldn't use it for the main bits anyway. You'd use it for a creative difference and a creative element. So, I mean, that's something for you to think about. Other things that I don't like, for whatever reason, and this might just be like the screw-on mount that I've got, because this is a native M42 mount, and so obviously it doesn't connect to any modern camera without an adapter ring, and this is the one that I've got. This is just it's like $2 on AliExpress. Actually came with the lens. The lovely lady in Ukraine who sold me the lens provided it for me. By the way, I bought it on Etsy, and it's awesome. Like, it's great. It's solid metal. It literally like just screws into the back. But if I get, this is a Canon one, this is an M42 to EF mount. If I get a, you know, stinking lens cap, it doesn't lock, which is really frustrating. Like, that'll fall off just like that. That's kind of annoying, and it means that whenever I put it in my camera bag, I have to like really wedge it in there, which is fine. I haven't had any issues with it, but if you're in a looser bag or if you don't have any place to sort of wedge it, it might present some difficulties. I better wrap this up because the light's getting low. To connect it to my Canon, I've got the EF to RF mount, and it works perfectly fine with that, like no issues whatsoever. The only thing I'll say is that the control ring doesn't really work. I've got this set to ISO on mine, and if it's not connected to a lens that has those electronic elements, it's probably not gonna work for some reason. But honestly, like, that's it. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything that I don't really like about this lens. Like, you're gonna get some pitfalls like manual focus. Ooh, see? You're gonna get some pitfalls like everything being manual when you buy a vintage lens. It's like part and parcel. You're not gonna buy it hoping that it autofocuses. The Helios-44-2, super cheap, super good quality, and have never been happier with a lens, to be completely honest. I've had a few lenses over the journey, nothing super extensive, but the biggest benefit for a lens like this, for me, is that I just wanted to shoot everything on it. And it encouraged me to go out and shoot because I loved the look. Definitely clean, but it's the unique characteristics, the circular bokeh, the vintagey sort of nature of the clip. I just loved it. It was so, and it is so good. It makes me excited to film stuff and to take photos of stuff. So my recommendation, if you're thinking about buying a Helios-44-2, I know that there's a million reviews out there. This is just another one to add to the list. It is awesome. Don't think about it, just buy it. They're so cheap. Like I said, I just went on Etsy. I just found one, but Google it. Make sure you look up some other reviews. There's different versions. Like, I've got the most mass-produced version. But thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, go check out some of our other If you're new to the channel, go check out some of our other videos. We've got a fairly decent library now. We started this channel in COVID doing video and photo challenges just to keep ourselves occupied. So feel free to go and watch some of them. Feel free to use the prompts and try your own video or photo challenges, and hit us up and tag us on Instagram. You'll see all of our socials details below. This video is getting dark. I left it way too late. Yeah, I was playing Jedi Survivor and was looking at the time going, oh yeah, I can keep playing a little bit longer. Also, apologies for the noise and the fridge and everything. I can play it for a little bit longer, and then the light kept going down, and then the game actually froze and set me back a bunch. So I went, yeah, it's probably time to make a video. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give us a like and a subscribe. And if you have any other questions, things that I didn't cover, because I'm bound to have not covered it all, leave a comment. And thanks for watching.